Record.
Please record this. Thank you. Okay. Brennan has asked a very important question about the research paper. And I'm going to go over this one more time because I've gotten questions emailed to me about the annotated bibliography, which is due Friday, right? Right. And then people are asking me about the research paper. First of all, the thing that you are turning in Friday, okay? Let's have it really super quiet because we're going to practice saying this, okay? It is not a biography, which is about a person's life. So if you read the biography of William Shatner, you're going to read all about the life of the guy who played Captain Kirk, right? Okay. This is not a biography, it is a bibliography. Bibliography. Okay. Now, biblio means book, right? I mean, like Bible means the book. So bibliography. Biblioteca, if you are wanting to go to a library in a Spanish-speaking country. I don't know what it is in French. No. Okay. But anyhow, a biblioteca. Okay. Library. Bible. Okay. All that is due on Friday, really all that is due on Friday, is a list of 5 books or articles that you have gotten from the UM library or through the UM library MLA International Bibliography through one of the resources online. So you need 5 books or articles. You make a list of them and you properly list them according to MLA format, just like on the sample. Okay, so it's going to, like, you have authors, last name, comma, first, period, then the title and publication information. Okay, that list of 5 sources along with a short summary of each book or article. The books and articles must be about 1 work from the syllabus. Or it could be, if it's poetry, it could be about a couple of poems. So if you're doing Wordsworth, if you're interested in learning more about Wordsworth, maybe for your research paper, you could look at a book on Wordsworth's poetry. The reason that I emphasize that it's about the work is so that you don't go find a whole bunch of books about Wordsworth's life. I don't want you to do a research paper about the life of Blake because I'm going to get so much information that has father made socks, which doesn't matter, okay? We don't care that his father made socks. We also don't care so much, you know, what his, I mean, sometimes their lives can influence things. But what I really don't want to know is that, like, if you're going to write about Emily Dickinson, which is a possibility, okay? If you were going to write about the poetry of Emily Dickinson, you might write about how her poetry deals with death or life after death. But we don't want to know that she wore a white dress and stayed in a room all the time and was probably manic depressive. That's not important because too often it's too easy to write off the poetry and say that, oh, they were crazy, that's why, whatever. We want to focus on the poetry or the work. So, the research paper later on will be about the poetry or the stories or whatever. But right now, all you need to do, and they don't all have to agree, the articles that you read don't all have to agree, they don't all have to be about the same thesis statement. They, you know, doesn't all have to, you know, one person could say that in Voltaire's Candide, it's clear that Voltaire thinks Leibniz is great, and then another one it could be see how all the stuff in the story shows how Leibniz is an idiot. You know, you can have articles and books that disagree with each other. They could be on 2 different topics. This is just where you start doing your research, okay? Yes?
Okay.
So you want us to do 5 individual different poems or stories or anything like that?
No, one story. You could use a couple of poems because they're short. So like you could write your paper on the lamb and the tiger. You could write your research paper. That's not due for a while.
Okay.
Okay, that's not due for a while. So you could do the lamb and the tiger, but you need to find an article about the lamb or about the tiger or about Blake's poetry. You need 5 articles or books about Blake's poetry.
Okay.
You make a list of those, you summarize them.
But they all should talk about the same thing, right, when you refer to that one book, right?
Yes, but, okay, watch this. They're not all gonna say exactly the same thing. Okay, let me go to the library. Okay, we're gonna go to the library here. Oh, you need this on the screen. Okay, I'll show you exactly what I mean here. I'm hoping that this will show up.
It normally doesn't show up very well on the camera.
We're gonna have to put that video. This is really important because people are thinking, okay, here's the big thing that people are like getting all confused about, I think. It's much simpler than what it sounds like. Okay? It's a list of 5 books or articles. Sources, 5 sources from our library with a summary. That's it. Now, the 5 sources all have to be, okay, we're going to go over here. We're at the library home page. Can you stop recording and start it over again so that we've got a nice break?